Good morning, students. Yesterday we learnt about short run equilibrium output as per aggregate demand and aggregate supply approach. Today we learn the same concept, that is equilibrium, short run equilibrium output as per saving and investment approach. This is also called as SI approach. According to this approach, equilibrium output is achieved at a level where S is equal to I, that is, savings by the households become equal to investment by the producers. Let's first learn about saving function and then we learn about investment function. That is, first we learn about S and then the component of I. S is a function of Y. This means saving is positively related to income. More the income, more would be the saving. Less the income, less would be the saving. And saving can be negative also. At zero level of income, as we have already learned, when the income is zero, still we are consuming something. So how could we consume when income is zero? We use our previous savings, and at this level, saving can be negative. So saving becomes negative to the extent consumption exceeds the income. Further, when the income keeps on increasing, the consumption also increases and the saving also increases. So saving and income are positively related to each other. Next is investment function, that is I function. I, as I told you, we are talking about short run equilibrium. This is that time period when output is depending only on level of employment and not on any other factor. So investment is assumed to be constant. We are considering I function only autonomous, that is independent of Y. Whatever is the level of income in the economy, it is not going to affect the level of investment, since this is short run and producers are not increasing any type of capital good. They are not investing anything here. So this I function, that is autonomous investment, will be horizontal to x axis and will shoot from y axis. Further, now let us see this table. It's as flashed on your screens. Look at here, where is the equilibrium achieved? As per the approach we learnt today and the approach as we learnt yesterday, we'll consider both the approaches and let us understand how the equilibrium is achieved. Just see, at this level, we have to see that equilibrium should be at a level where saving becomes equal to investment. So this is the level where saving is also 20 and investment is also 20. So this is the level of equilibrium where S is equal to I, saving equals to investment. Now as per the approach learnt yesterday, we learned that at the level of equilibrium, aggregate demand should be equal to aggregate supply. Let us see how this could happen. Aggregate supply is the income. Total income is also called the aggregate supply. This income is 100. Now at this point, it should be equal to AD. AD is combination of C plus I in a two sector model. At this level of income, consumption is 80, investment is 20. So C plus I equals to 100. Therefore, both the conditions, both the approaches are fulfilling, both the conditions are fulfilled here. At the same level of income, aggregate demand becomes equal to aggregate supply and saving becomes equal to investment. So this is the level of equilibrium in the economy where both the conditions are fulfilled. Now in exams, a question may come in this form. You may be asked to identify the level of equilibrium. So you should remember both the approaches. S is equal to I and AD is equal to AS. You can see this in the figure also. This figure is depicting the relationship between saving, investment and income. As I told you yesterday also and today also I am telling you, on x axis you have to always take income and on y axis you will be taking the other variables. So we are taking investment here on y axis, saving also on y axis. Since at zero level of income, we have some level of consumption and this is because of our negative savings. We have some savings, so we use these savings at zero level of income. And moreover, saving is directly proportional to income. As the income increases, saving also increases, and therefore this S line, S curve move upwards, but it could be negative. It is negative at zero level of income. Practice this graph thoroughly. Now, let us conclude. Here at this level, planned expenditure on output, that is aggregate demand, becomes equal to planned level of output, that is aggregate supply. And at the same level, saving becomes equal to investment. Income and expenditure being equal, there is no unwanted, no undesired stock with the producers, and level of income or output or GDP is in the state of equilibrium. Now let us assume two conditions. What will happen if saving is not equal to investment? If saving is not equal to investment means either the saving would be less than investment or saving would be more than investment as depicted here. So two may be the cases if saving is not equal to investment. See, saving is not equal to investment means either saving should be more than investment or saving should be less than investment. If saving is more than investment, what does it mean? It means consumers are spending less and they are saving more. It means aggregate expenditure on the part of consumer is less because they are saving their income, which will bring down, which will decrease the level of aggregate demand. If products are not demanded in the economy, what will happen? Producers will invest less. And when investment is coming down, it means we are trying to bring the balance between saving and investment. So now when saving is more than investment, it means people are saving more, they are spending less, and aggregate demand is going to be lower. When aggregate demand is lower, producers will further plan less production. When production would be less, income will decrease, savings will decrease, and ultimately equilibrium would be achieved at a point where saving becomes equal to investment. Just see like this as flashed on your screens. Now the second case, what will happen if saving is less than investment, because this is not the equilibrium. If saving is less than investment means people are spending their money more and they are saving less. When they are spending more, it means they are demanding for goods and services more, which will increase the level of aggregate demand, and aggregate supply would be less. Means production is less in the economy and producers are going to suffer the losses of unfulfilled demand. Now, what will they plan further? Since demand is more, they'll plan more production. When more production is there, income will increase. When income will increase, saving will increase. And up to what point saving is going to increase? Saving will increase till saving becomes equal to investment. So in both the cases, when saving and investment are not equal to each other, the producers will adjust, the aggregate supply will adjust accordingly, and saving will become equal to investment automatically as per the planning by the producers. Now all these facts which we studied, all the examples all the approaches which we studied since yesterday, they are based on three basic assumptions. First assumption is that we are considering only short period time. This short period implies that the level of output will depend only on the level of employment and there is no change in the technology remaining constant. So this is just a short period analysis, which is our first assumption. Second assumption is this is a two sector closed economy where we have only the consumers and the producers, no government sector, no outside world. So it's a two sector closed economy. Third assumption is aggregate supply is perfectly elastic, means supply goes on adjusting itself with the demand. If demand is more, producers will spend accordingly and they will plan accordingly and they will increase their supply. If demand is less, they will plan accordingly and they'll decrease their supply. So supply is perfectly elastic. It adjusts itself till it becomes equal to demand until the equilibrium level is achieved. So our both the approaches, aggregate demand approach and aggregate supply approach, they are based on these three basic assumptions. this is short period analysis. Secondly, we have a two sector model, and we have a closed economy, and thirdly, aggregate supply is perfectly elastic. Now, how can shift in equilibrium take place? This will only happen if additional investment is increased. Now, as I told you, we are discussing short run equilibrium, and in short run equilibrium, we have assumed that we have only autonomous investment and there is no change in investment. It means when we talk about shift of the equilibrium, we have to change our assumption that we are going to invest more. Producers category is going to invest more. Just see the figure in front of you. Aggregate supply initially was C plus I, this line. This is your aggregate supply initially. Now what happened? If investment increases, because of increase in investment, this is C plus I. We already have the C plus I. Now we are adding more investment to it. So aggregate demand curve will shift upwards because demand in the economy will increase. This is what going to happen if shift in investment take place, if more investment in the economy take place. So this is our SI approach as we discussed today. Tomorrow we'll be discussing about the investment multiplier, and then this concept would be over, and further we'll continue in the next lectures. Thank you all. Have a nice day.